All right, it is time to get serious because week 6 has just finished the NFL season. Here is my mock 4.0. Going to do one round. Unfortunately, the Jets still have the first pick. It's unfortunate because they're going to take Trevor Lawrence, and that is not good for him. He is the only quarterback that I like in the first round. I took a lot of quarterbacks out of the first round since my last mock, and even the other two I have, I'm not super crazy about, but I think they will go in the first round. So Trevor Lawrence to the Jets, first overall. The draft order is based on NFL.com. They have the Jaguars picking second, which I don't think they'll finish quite there. Second pick, if they do have the second pick, they have to take Penei Sewell, best tackle in the draft, left tackle out of Oregon. They are not hurting for a quarterback. Even if they want to take one, they have two more second round picks in their early picks. So if they want to flirt with another quarterback, they can do that in the second round. But there's nothing wrong with Gardner Minshew. So Penei Sewell, third overall, Washington Football Club. Uh, I have them taking Trey Lance if they're picking here. I'm not sold on Trey Lance. Incredible athlete, tremendous upside. Washington, I think, definitely will have a new quarterback next season. And do think they will take Trey Lance over Justin Fields. Fourth overall, New York Giants. Since Sewell is gone, Alex Leatherwood, left tackle Alabama. I'd be very happy as a Giants fan to have Alex Leatherwood play left tackle, and of course move Andrew Thomas over to right tackle. And even there, looks like Andrew Thomas is going to have to compete with Matt Peart, but you guys don't care about that because you're not Giants fans. Fifth overall, Atlanta, the Falcons. I do not think they will take a quarterback, not this early anyway. If they're picking fifth overall, I think they'll take Micah Parsons, linebacker, Penn State. They have problems on defense. Matt Ryan is not the problem there. Their defense is the problem, and possibly some coaching. But Micah Parsons, six overall, Minnesota Vikings. I think here they would take Justin Fields. I was bigger on Justin Fields instead of really, or excuse me, until I really looked at the tape. And unfortunately, he reminds me too much of Dwayne Haskins, and it's not just because they're from Ohio. Justin Fields is a very good athlete, very good runner, very good thrower. It's just there are some concerns. Ohio's going to play in a couple of weeks, I think. So hopefully those reservations will be removed. Because I did like Justin Fields, so he does have the potential. Minnesota definitely moving on from Kirk Cousins. Justin Fields. Seven overall, Miami Dolphins with their first pick. They have Tua starting this coming week or after their bye week. So we're going to get a look at him. Haven't seen him yet, but looks good. Gregory Rousseau, keep him in Miami. Gregory Rousseau from the Miami Hurricanes, best defensive end in the class. Unfortunately, he opted out, but he's still the best defensive end, and he's worth a top 10 pick. Eight overall, the Chargers. I believe they will take Dylan Moses, linebacker from Alabama, and that is based on the way Dylan Moses has been playing. He looked amazing this past week, Alabama against Georgia, all over the field. Nine overall, Cincinnati. I will give them Jamar Chase, reunite Joe Burrow with Jamar Chase. Some of this has to do with the fact that AJ Green wants out of there, and now John Ross is allegedly requesting a trade. So you need someone to throw to. I wanted to give them Kyle Pitts here as that amazing offensive weapon. But with those wide receivers potentially leaving, they're going to need a wide receiver. 10 overall, Philadelphia. Offensive line still decimated. They somehow still look like a tough team, but they have to address defensive line. Trey Smith, left tackle slash left guard, Tennessee. Tennessee's quarterback is terrible. That's the Tennessee Volunteers. Their offensive line is still amazing. So Trey Smith, I still have him top 10 going to Philly. 11 overall, Denver Broncos. Their defense won them their game this past week against the Patriots, Cam Newton's Patriots. It was done all with defense, and they have a lot of defensive players that are out injured. They still managed to win with the defense. That is Vic Fangio's game. I think he would want a great or the best defensive playmaker available at this point would be Carlos Basham, defensive end, Wake Forest. 12 overall, Detroit Lions. Oh boy, they need quite a bit. I had this player, kind of moving out of the first round, but I think he has the potential to turn it around and play like he's supposed to. Marvin Wilson, defensive tackle, uh, FSU, Florida State, is the big man, can get at the quarterback and stop the run. Just off to a bit of a slow start because FSU is not good. 13 overall. NFL.com has the Patriots picking, and they will pick Liam Eichenberg, who I have skyrocketing up these draft boards. Notre Dame has the best defensive line in college. That is for sure now. Eichenberg, big part of that. Big corn-fed white boy. And their defense is not the problem. They had a lot of players opt out, so their defense will be fine next year. I think Cam Newton will still be there next year. They need to improve the offensive line. 14 overall, San Francisco 49ers. Team really hit hard by injuries. They need a center badly. The best center in this draft is now Trey Hill from Georgia. After this Georgia-Alabama game, it really cemented his place as the best center entering the draft. So Trey Hill, Georgia. 15 overall. The Miami Dolphins have another pick that they got from the Texans. So Miami is picking again. They will take Wyatt Davis, guard from Ohio, probably the best guard in this class. They have to protect Tua. 16 overall, Panthers. Interesting situation. Their defense played very well this past week. Because originally I was planning on giving them just the best defensive player available. Now I want to give them Creed Humphrey, the second best center in the draft. Creed Humphrey out of Oklahoma. And that is because Teddy Bridgewater looks like he's good for 2-3 years, maybe more. You need to protect him and let him play his game. Creed Humphrey is protected some, shouldn't say great now, but Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts. And he's still doing it in college. He's doing a lot for his quarterback. Let him do it for Teddy Bridgewater. And let's see now. 17 overall, the Saints. The Saints, I don't think they're going to take a quarterback here. I think they're going to trade for a veteran quarterback, or if they want to take someone out of college, it's not going to be in the first round. Saints will take oh boy, I'm gonna give them Andre Cisco from Syracuse, and I didn't want to jump on this bandwagon, but he's actually quite amazing. Safety from Syracuse. I was worried about level of competition, but he's actually played very good teams and he's very fast. I mean, he's everything you would want in a safety. That's why he's the first safety I have coming off this board. 17 overall to the Saints. 18, the Raiders. They need a run stopper, but I don't. Oh boy. I could give them a run stopper here because they do need a run stopper. They've been drafting defensive backs pretty high the past couple of years. But I am going to give them Bubba Bolden, the safety from Miami, who is. I don't think a lot of analysts at this point have him in the first round, but I think he's just going up and up and up, and I think he will be in the first round. Bubba Bolden, Miami, going to the Raiders. 19 overall, Cowboys. The way things are looking this past week, team is falling apart. Too many injuries. There's probably going to be coaching changes very soon. So this could turn into a dumpster fire pretty soon. At this point, picking at 19, they're going to have to address offensive line because it just got decimated even more this week. Deontay Brown, guard Alabama. Yeah, they have to. I mean, it's unfortunate because they spent so many years building that offensive line, and I'd like to give them a stud safety, which they've been waiting for, but Too many injuries. Deontay Brown, get back to fundamentals. Guard, Alabama. Next, Arizona Cardinals. They need defense. They have Patrick Peterson and Drake Kirkpatrick, I believe, are both free agents. So I could see them taking Caleb Farley, cornerback, Virginia Tech. I originally didn't have Farley in the first round just because he opted out. And I did not like the fact that he's relatively new to the cornerback position. He was drafted as a wide receiver. With his size and his athleticism, I could see him playing strong safety in the NFL. Regardless, I think a team will jump on him in the first round. Based on the other talent that's available, you're probably better off with Caleb Farley. That might be part of the reason he opted out because he knew he'd still be going pretty high. 21 overall, the Jaguars have another pick they got from the Rams. Jaguars picking again. Now they can take a great cornerback, the best cornerback available. Oh boy, Patrick Surtain had a great game against Georgia. I still believe Shaun Wade is the best cornerback in the draft, but he hasn't played yet, and Patrick Surtain has. So let's put Patrick there to the Jaguars. That'll be a very solid pick for a team that is rebuilding. The Colts picking next. Colts. They cannot take their quarterback here. I'm 6 weeks in. I'm not quite liking the quarterbacks in college all that much. Not in the first round anyway. So let's give them a run stopper. Christian Barmore, defensive tackle, Alabama, played great against Georgia. And that's a big reason why I now have him in the first round. Thought about giving him to the Raiders a couple of picks ago. I could see that happening because he's a run stopper, he's a big boy against very good competition. 23rd overall, the Browns. They should pair someone up with Myles Garrett and really disrupt the other team because their defense is pretty good, but I think that's the element that they're missing is to really do what Tampa Bay did to the Packers this past week and just really knock another offense just totally off its game and dominate. To do that, if they paired up Myles Garrett with Quincy Roche, the other defensive end from Miami, that I think we'll see some things I thought we were going to see this year with Roche playing with Rousseau, but again, Rousseau opted out. So put Quincy Roche on the Browns, opposite Myles Garrett, and you've got something special there. Speaking of Tampa, they will pick next. 24 overall, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They have the luxury of picking Kyle Pitts, and they will make the most of what might be Tom Brady's last year, and he will finally have his real Gronk, his dominant tight end that you will not be able to guard because you still have Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. So I think this will get the very most out of Brady in the twilight of his career. Kyle Pitts, the tight end from Florida Gators. 25 overall, the Bills. They need a run stopper. They showed that yesterday against Kansas City. Kansas City just ran all over them. Like Kansas City didn't even want to run the ball, but they couldn't help it because the Bills could not stop anything. Best run stopper available at this point to Daryl Slayton from Florida, also from Florida. This is a guy that reminds me of Dexter Lawrence, and I think by the end of this season, this college season, everyone will be talking about him as a first rounder. Big boy. 26 overall, the Packers. The Packers must give Aaron Rodgers a weapon. And according to my mock here, they will be very lucky to have Jalen Waddle still on the board by the time they pick. Probably the fastest wide receiver in this draft. And like I've said before, because of that, he doesn't get enough credit for his hands and everything else he can do. And he's doing it at Alabama right now. So Jalen Waddle to the Packers. The Ravens picking next, 27 overall. At a tough time with this pick. They don't need much. And the irony is, I made fun of Walter football because they had them taking a wide receiver in the first round. I'm like, that's the last thing they need. Looking at them, they kind of do need a wide receiver. They need a special kind of wide receiver, a possession wide receiver. I just don't see them doing that in the first round. I crossed out Seth Williams' name because I don't see him going in the first round. It could be a Rashad Bateman, someone who can help um, sometimes inaccurate quarterback or someone who overthrows. So he's got to have the speed, got to have the hands, got to have the muscle. So it could go in that direction. I thought about giving him Brevin Jordan, the tight end from Miami, um, just because he can do more with what the quarterback gives him. But I don't see that in the first round. I can see them getting a TJ Vasher in the second round, who's 6'4", very fast, and that they can get that type of wide receiver in the second or third round. So the first round, to make a long story short, I could say them taking Joe Tryon from Washington Huskies. They have free agency to deal with. Matthew Judon probably won't be there next year, so they're going to need some talent on the defensive line. I wanted to give them a stud linebacker. I just don't see a first round talent available for them. If it's not Dylan Moses or Micah Parsons, you probably wait. So Joe Tryon, that is a flexible pick because I think we're gonna have to see some other players in college kind of stand out. A kid from Pitt, yeah, defenseman from Pitt, maybe. Patrick Jones, I think his name is, possibly there. But I spent a lot of time on the Ravens pick for a team that doesn't need anything. The Bears picking next at 28. First of all, I don't think they're going to finish this strong, but their defense is just winning them games. And because of that, they have the luxury of picking Travis Etienne because he is basically Alvin Kamara. And Alvin Kamara has extended Drew Brees' career. Um, I think the Bears could use this type of weapon who can take screen passes and move the chains. Um, because the Bears' defense is winning them games with, I don't want to say an anemic offense, but an offense that is not special. So they could use a special playmaker, Travis Etienne. Personally, I think Najee Harris is the best in college, but Travis Etienne had an amazing. Well, he's amazing every week, but he really stood out this past week in that blowout against Georgia Tech. 29 overall. NFL.com, this isn't me. This NFL.com has the Chiefs picking next. They are going to have to address their offensive line. There's a great right tackle available. They need a right tackle. Jalen Mayfield from Michigan. So I could see that happening. 30 overall, the Tennessee Titans. A lot of people saying they should take or need a wide receiver in the first round. I kind of agree with that, but you can get the best of both worlds here. Take Brevin Jordan from Miami, tight end, because they need an upgraded tight end. He's an amazing pass catcher, and he's amazing as far as yards after the catch. He's right up there with the league leaders in college, so that's a great weapon. 31 overall would be Seattle's pick. Seattle traded that to the Jets for Jamal Adams, so the Jets will pick here. Total rebuild mode. By the time the draft comes, I think they're going to have a lot more draft picks. They're going to trade all their assets for draft capital, but they will have the Seahawks pick at the end of this first round. I could see them taking Cade Mays. He's a left tackle / left guard from Tennessee. Very versatile. They need versatility because their left tackle is amazing, Mekhi Becton, but they need talent on the offensive line, especially if they're going to draft Trevor Lawrence. And at the end of the first round, NFL.com has the Steelers. So congratulations on the Super Bowl. Steelers, they don't need anything either other than a quarterback. I think Ben's hanging on by a thread, but they're not picking a quarterback here. They have an amazing offensive line. It just turns out that most of them are free agents after this year. So they're going to have to address offensive line. I think the best offensive lineman still available would be Walker Little, left tackle from Stanford. Is not playing this year, which is unfortunate, but I had him as a first round talent last year. So I will go Walker Little. Lots of football to watch this weekend, the week after that, and maybe we'll do 2 rounds next 2 weeks from now. See you then.